Welcome everyone to today's session. Over the next 20 minutes, I'm going to be demoing those 3 apps that Delia just mentioned. I would like to start off with a quick poll with the raise the hand feature. So for those who have that, it should be at the top and it's a little hand. So I want to raise your hand if you are currently using Teams for chat, meetings and collaboration. We've already got 1 hand raised, a few more. Okay, great. So it looks like a lot of you are using Teams for chat, meetings and collaboration. I now want you to keep your hands up if you are using Teams as a platform, so that next integrated level of Teams, whether it's a bot or a custom app. So keep your hands raised if you are using them. And loads of people are putting their hands down, which is why you're at this session. So I'm glad that a lot of you hopefully are going to walk away with today with an increased awareness of what you can do within Teams and that next level of integration. So what we want to do is use Teams as that single experience of where you can yes chat, yes collaborate, and do effective meetings, but that next step of adding processes and bots and bringing everything together. So I'm going to be demoing 3 of those apps that I'm seeing land really well within local authorities, but other organisations as well. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm actually going to turn off my camera as well, just to ensure that connection and everything stays okay. So I'm going to turn off my camera and share my screen. And I'm just going to pull over my demo environment. So you all should be able to see my screen. Please, if you can't, please put that in the chat box so Delia can let me know. But you should all be able to see my demo tenant now. So as you know, Teams apps covers a wide range of tabs, meetings extensions, bots and webhooks. So a lot of things that Teams can do. But today I'm going to be focusing on these 3 apps that I'm seeing land really well within other organisations. So I'm actually going to start off with the M365 Learning Pathways app, which Delia just said that has been rolled out to Dorset as well. And they've customed it as an app on the left-hand rail here. And that's what we're going to talk about first. So M365 Learning Pathways, for those who haven't heard of this before, is a completely free to download solution. It's actually a SharePoint custom solution that Microsoft have developed out of the box. So this gives you an experience to provide training and support of our technology. So as you can see on the left-hand rail here, we've wrapped it up as a custom app and popped it into the left-hand rail. And then we've created a policy that basically allows all the users to see this on the left-hand rail. So if you have admin rights, you can do that. And this helps to increase the awareness of the platform where you can get further training. So this SharePoint online site, M365 Learning Pathways, if I click on it here, you can see that I've then pulled in playlists and tabs at the top that I want to land. So this is very much customized. So if you're right at the beginning of your journey with Teams, or you've got a gap in effective meetings, this is the stuff that you can pull in and surface to your organization. So very much what I'm showing you here, you can customize. So as you can see what I've done in my training homepage, I've got all the different products here within the Microsoft suite. So people can get, training on Word, support on Excel, PowerPoint. So if I click on one of them, you can see all the training that I've leveraged on this bit. So you can surface all these different assets and what you want here. So it may be that you haven't got, OneDrive switched on, or you haven't got SharePoint, and that's fine. You can just take that out of the products bit. So again, this does all the training, and what this surfaces is from our doc support, and this is constantly updated by our Microsoft teams. Every quarter, where there are changes, where there are new features, this support is updated. So this is a really easy way for you to increase the awareness of support and training, but also it doesn't mean you have to completely keep maintaining it as well, and then it's really flexible to what you want to add in here. So I'm going to go to my recommended training, and I'm going to click on effective meetings, because this is what I want to learn more about today. And you can see it's surfacing the support we have at Microsoft. There's a nice little video there, and there's some steps here as well. What you can also do as an organization is add your own custom, web parts as well. So if I go into Meet as a channel here, we can see that I've customed a stream web part of a recording that I made that I wanted to share. And then I've also got a SharePoint library document surfacing here as well. So you can easily custom it to add your own training and your own resources as well. So it's a good combination between surfacing Microsoft stuff, then also the opportunity to showcase some of your internal videos, your internal documents on here as well. Another thing that I've done on this particular demo is added a what's new. So often, you know, there's a lot of changes within Teams and these other products, and how do you ensure that end users feel supported with these different updates and changes that are coming? So what we've done on this playlist is added a what's new per month. So people can go in, have a little look, see what's new, for example, Spotlight, and then they can get some support on that. So this is a really easy way to, you know, surface your training, ensure people are seeing it. It's really cost effective. You can embed it into that left-hand rail to make sure that it's really visible and helps increase the awareness. Statistics actually show for these organisations that have done this, they're 5 to 10 times more likely to get engagement from the learning material other than trying to resort someone back to a SharePoint online site or, you know, communicate it that way, because this is keeping it as that single experience. So that is the first one. I appreciate that is a very quick tour of that solution, but if you want more information, I can absolutely share some kind of documents and stuff like that. So the next one I'm going to demo is an FAQ bot. So this is another app that we have within Teams, and this is a really popular way of signposting people to relevant guidance or policies, information, help answer that question. And we actually have, you know, a lot of these bots servicing, you know, support, especially with Teams questions or feature updates, and it takes away, you know, the traditional asking for help and service tickets to your support desk. It takes away a little bit of that demand. So I'm now going to showcase you that FAQ bot. So we've actually branded it as Ask Me. So you can see the M365 learning pathways. We put it as how to, so you can customize this and you can change it as well. So this is my bot. Again, I put it in the left-hand rail because I think it's really important that if you're going to have some of this stuff, to have it easy, just pinned in the left-hand rail so people can really get easy access to it. So I'm going to ask for a tour of this bot. And you can see it's come back with an adaptive card. So it says that I can ask it a question. So I can ask, you know, a question and the bot will try its best to answer. But what happens is there's always, you know, you come to an end with a bot where you can't get that nitty gritty information, or it's only answered your question to an extent. So what do you do kind of once you've asked that question, but you still want more help? This bot actually then can pull you through to Ask an Expert. Now this Ask an Expert, if, you know, the bot hasn't been satisfactory, it can connect you to someone else. And this could be your experts in Teams. If you've got a champions network, it can connect to them, you know, anyone who could support with some of these questions. So I show you how it does that. And then also you can share app feedback. So obviously the bot's only good as what you give the bot and as kind of expanding the bot's brain, let's say. So the more that you can help support the bot and keep it updated, the better it can be facilitate your employees as well. So that's the bot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it a question. So how do I create a Teams meeting? Let's start simple. So I've asked it a question. It is typing. Okay, that's not a good example there. So let me go back to one that I did earlier. So I've asked it, how do I create a Teams meeting? And it's come back with what it has found. So this is where you can input some of the bot's kind of brain, and this is all done with kind of low code. Again, if you need any support on this, it's all documented really well on GitHub. So here it's come back about, you know, how I can create a Teams meeting. And this is where I can then ask an expert or share feedback. So I can share feedback and actually say, you know, that wasn't answered my question. It needs improvement. So the team know that they can support the bot a little bit more. Or you can ask an expert. So if you click ask an expert, it will then pull through this card. and you can give it a little bit more of an information. So say if I've just said, how do I create Teams meeting? Maybe it's a live event that I have with my team next week. I need support with producers, presenters. You know, I really want that extra needed support. I could add that into the title, and the description will pull through all the conversation you've had with that bot. And then you can click Ask an Expert, and it will say you have, you know, it's pulled through saying an expert will reach out to you. So where does this ticket go? Once you have raised it, I've got it to pull through to my champions team. So this is, you know, you can land it in any kind of team that you want, but if you do have these group of experts or a group of champions to really support with this bot, this is where you could pull through that ticket. So I've landed this ticket into this Modern Workplace Champions, and you can see that Alan is requesting support. This is where I can easily, as a champion, chat with Alan directly. Maybe we can get to the bottom of it, jump on a call. I could change the status to let everyone know that actually I've assigned it to me. But I can also, what's really good is reply and bring in other champions. So it might be that I've got Megan, for example, who's really good at kind of Teams meetings and knows all the tips and tricks. And I've asked her to share best practice. So we can collaborate on this ticket and help Alan with this task. And once it's been assigned, it will let Alan know that, you know, this person is assigned to your ticket, they will reach out to you. So it's a really good way of just supporting beyond that kind of support from the M365 learning pathways. They can get a little bit more support on here. What you can also do as a champion, especially if you want to maintain this, it's really important that we keep giving the bot ideas and solutions to all of these kind of different topics and themes, and we can actually add questions in, add the description, so we're keeping this bot going and we're maintaining the bot. So that's our next whistle stop tour of that app. Conscious of time, so I'm going to move over to Company Communicator. Company Communicator is a way that you can send messages that traditionally you might be doing through announcements through a SharePoint online site or an intranet or even email. Especially as more and more people use Teams, this is a way that you can, you know, share information through Teams as well. And it's lots of stats show that Company Communicator, basically more people are more likely to read that email because they're going to click on it. So the click rate's a lot higher than traditional email. A lot of the times when you get comms through emails, you know, people don't really they might delete it before they read it. So this is a way that you can help notify and push these comms. It may be comms from your business decision makers or your sponsors. It may be HR wellbeing comms, COVID update comms. It could be anything. But what I'm seeing work really well within organizations is comms around announcing features. So for example, when you're on a meeting and you're seeing another team's an icon's changed or there's a new feature, this is a really good way to keep up to date with your organization and what changes are happening and support again those training materials. So if I go into, again, this would be within a team. So for the sake of this demo, I've got my corporate communications, and under company messages is where I've inserted it as a tab. So this is an app template. Again, all the code, low code is all on GitHub. You do need an Azure subscription to have this company communicator. But if we click on the top to show what it looks like, you can see I've got all my messages in here that I've already sent, and I'm going to create a new message. So in this team, I've got my corporate comms team. I've got everyone who would help me sign off this kind of message for everyone. I can add a nice title, an image. I can give it a bit of a summary. I can say, you know, it's from the corporate comms team or the digital transformation team. And I can also add a button and a link for that deeper link. So this link could be training back into your M365 learning pathways. You know, you could have that deeper link, or it could be a link to a video training or a video of the comms team announcing it. You can be really creative with this. So for the sake of time, I'm going to show you one that I've done before. So I'm going to click duplicate. So it's nice that, you know, you can create your sent messages and you can duplicate them really quickly as well. So this is the one that I've made for this particular demo. So I've got announcing together mode for Teams, which is a feature that's been fairly new. I've put in the image so you can get a feel of what it looks like. I've given a what together mode is, why we're rolling it out. And then I've put, it's from the digital workplace team, and I've click more for information, and then this takes it to a video. So you can be really creative here with your comms. I'm going to click next, and this is where you can send your message. So let's look at the options here. You can send it to a general channel of a specific team. So it could land in a general channel if you want only specific teams to know about it. You can send it into a chat to specific people. So again, you know, if you're only wanting this comms to reach certain people, you can make sure maybe it's for the sign-off approval. You can show it to them, see how it feels, if they kind of want it to be signed off. You can send it into a chat to everyone. So this is what I'm seeing most organizations use. You know, if you've got an organization of 4,000, 10,000, you know, you can in a couple of minutes create a message, a quick template, get it up and running and send out to, you know, your whole organization. So this is really effective in sending that comms. And now this is fairly new. You can send to distribution lists or M365 groups. So if you do have a distribution list, you know, you can just add them in there as well. So all of these distribution lists you already have, you could effectively use them. So it is good to know that not everyone has access to this. You can restrict it. So, you know, you haven't got employees just sending a bunch of messages to everyone. You can really restrict it to certain people, to a specific team, you know, to a couple of individuals. I've seen a lot of organizations just give it to the kind of HR team to announce well-being and updates, and the corporate comms team to announce features and things like that. So that is the company communicator app. So finally, just quickly, I'm going to pull in this. This is something that we're doing at Microsoft, and it's called the LRG App Catalogue. And this is where we're encouraging local authorities or anyone who kind of sits under local authorities to share their custom app templates. We really want to kind of, you know, not just push Microsoft app templates that may be useful, but get to those real life examples and things that, you know, councils need and sharing them about. So we've created this quick Power App. You can see that we've got Shropshire has shared their homeless app. So, you know, councils can actually download that template and use that if they want to. But here is where, you know, I haven't been able to demo all of these today, just a couple in here. But you've got Company Communicator. And if I click on that, you can get the link to the GitHub, which talks about any costs associated, how to deploy it, how to demo it, how to use it, all of those kind of things. So there's plenty of support that we have as well. That's kind of my demo in a nutshell. I hope that you did find some of this stuff really useful or excited about kind of Teams as a platform and the next steps beyond kind of chat and collaboration. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Dilio, I'm not sure if there's been any chat or if there are any questions.
We've had a couple of questions about whether we're going to be doing something similar at Dorset Council. So we're going to be looking at the Communicator app, and we're also going to be looking at possibly how our intranet might be integrated into SharePoint. So yeah, it's really watch this space, and it's really exciting to see the other apps and the other things that other councils are doing via that LRG hub. Have we got a link to just remind people again of how to look at that?
Yeah, sure, I can send a link as well, so I can populate that in there.
Oh, we've just got a question coming up about the company communicator. It says, does the message arrive in staff Outlook email?
No, so the point of this is to really use, you know, Teams as a platform and that single space. So what it does do is stop all of that business coming into your emails to make sure that the emails that you do get, because obviously this doesn't replace Outlook, are not kind of being filtered out with all of this kind of heavy stuff that you just want to read another day. So no, it doesn't. It just lands. Let me quickly show my screen because I don't think I actually showed you where it landed. Apologies. So if you go into a chat, if I did send that company wide message or to a chat or anything like that, this is what it comes through as. So again, you get it in a chat. It says it'd be personal, so no one else can see this. It's just me announcing together mode, and you can see, you know, if I click the link as well, it takes me to a link that I've associated it with. So that's how it works in a nutshell. So you don't get a duplication of an email and company communicator.
So literally in the chat, it will just say who it's come from, that team, and it'll just be listed in your chat. And then if you want to pin them, you could pin them so that you could keep them there for another day, and you've got that communications channel there to see them easily.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Have we got any more questions for Polly before we close? Anyone want to stick their hand up
now? Please feel free to reach out to Delia and ask any questions. We talk on a regular basis, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Okay, so if that's everyone's questions answered, we're going to close it there. Thank you for all attending this afternoon. Polly's doing another one at 2:30, so if you are interested in that, then you can sign up to that via Digital Leaders. And remember, we've got another 2 days of activities and speakers coming soon, so please keep looking at what's going on and keep posted, and there will be a recording of this one as well. So I think one of you didn't manage to get on the call straight away, so we can watch it back as well. Okay, and we will send out a link about the LRG application catalogue as well. We'll put that in the chat. We'll put that in the chat so you can go back to it and
I've just sent it. I'm not sure, because this link's from the PowerApp within Teams, from our LRG Champions teams. I'm not sure if that will work for you. So if not, I have to get another link. So Delia, that will probably work for you, but maybe not others who are not in the community. But I can make sure that I get a link that does work for you, so you can access some of that stuff.
Okay, brilliant. We'll get that to you. So yeah, thank you very, very much for everyone.
Perfect. If you're joining the accessibility call in about 5 minutes, then I'll see you then. But thanks for your time.